NSFW, what's your best truth or dare gone wrong moment? When I was in 10th grade, I was invited to a small party of just my girlfriends and just one guy. All these girls had a crush on the guy and told me that they wanted to play truth or dare, and my job was to make sure he was to kiss them or whatever at all times. Well, he caught on and would only say truth, so they asked him out of all us girls who he was willing to F, and he said to me, turns out he was gay and said to me because he knew I wasn't trying to be Ari. I was very unpopular that night after he left. Respect to him for standing up for himself in that situation. Especially since he was outnumbered, that took balls. Your balls specifically. I'm just gonna say that by the comment you can infer that Lemon Drop Pop is indeed a girl. Way back in high school, a girl was dared to go up behind the boy she fancied and put her jumper all over his head. She did, but he turned his head instinctively, so ended up with his face buried in her boobs. "Great boobs, Sarah," he exclaimed without thinking. Win for him, but I've never seen a girl genuinely look like a tomato before. Reminds me of a party where I was fooling around with a girl, trying to gaffer tape each other, and two guy friends ran up and gaffer taped us firmly and tightly together. Best wingmen ever. Myself included, the party was 3 guys and 3 girls. When the game started getting steamier and we had taken most of our clothes off, a guy asked one of the girls, and she chose dare. "I dare you to make out with me in the bedroom along with the other 2 girls." They went with him. The other guy and I spent the next hour playing Soul Calibur in our underwear. He went all in, and it paid off. When you only swing for the fences, you're bound to hit a home run eventually. All of my friends got dared to play Spin the Bottle, so they all started a game. One of them had the beginnings of a herpes cold sore, and they all got terribly sick and came out of it with herpes. 7 people. This is probably the worst one. Steve dared Molly to kiss me. I gave him $20 to do it. Molly ran out of the room crying. Molly actually wanted to kiss Steve. Team Steve. We were playing a card game which involved a Never Have I Ever minigame, which is basically a modified truth portion of traditional Truth or Dare. Well, one girl in the group says, "Never have I ever slept with anyone besides Tyler," her current boyfriend, not present at the time. Well, that was a lie, and in my house you do not disparage the sanctity of Never Have I Ever. The rules are no judgment and no lies, and she broke the ladder. So I chimed in. What about Andy, the guy she lost her virginity to during a drunken night out who no one else at the party knew about? She got so mad she just stormed out, and everyone else gave me variations of, "You did what had to be done." Look, I feel for her for a crappy encounter she'd rather forget, but you don't try to pull some BS like that in my house. Edit. Another time I stirred up crap during Never Have I Ever was calling out the open secret of 2 of the patrons hooking up. One guy, Jordan, would commonly hook up with a girl, Robin. Everyone knew but kept it hushed because it was kind of a mutual "you're the best I can get" kind of deal between them. Well, our friend group would joke about when Jordan would disappear as him responding to the Robin signal. Well, during Never Have I Ever, I played Never Have I Ever Responded to the Robin signal. People spit their drinks out. It was fantastic. Her fault for bringing up what is clearly a lie when she didn't have to. My friends and I used to play Truth or Dare at the hospital. For reference, we were in our late teens, old enough so we couldn't do this stuff at home with our parents in the next room, but not old enough to hang out at bars. So we chose the hospital parking lot because it was a big place where people left us alone. We'd play this game in our parked cars. Yes, it's all very weird, but puts the story in perspective. One cold and miserable winter night, a guy in our group was dared to exit the vehicle naked and run a single lap around the car. He was pretty crazy, so this was no big deal. The guy, let's call him Herman, stripped down and jumped out of the car, ran a lap, and then tried to open the door again. But for some reason, this triggered the car alarm with the rest of us sitting inside. Instead of climbing back in, Herman decided to run into a little area near the main building, crouching down nearing one of those cages that holds the gas meters and electrical equipment. It looked like the opening scene of The Terminator. As soon as the guard vanished, Herman came sprinting back to the vehicle across the icy parking lot and was spotted by someone else who began yelling. He jumped back in and we sped off. This was our last night hanging out at the hospital. I feel like an opportunity to use the word Herminator was missed. Uni, all drunk. Friend dared his girlfriend to make out with another chick. She did. Awesome. She likes it. They flirt, talk a lot while drinking. End of the night comes, they go home, back to her dorm room, together. My friend/the boyfriend isn't invited. Weeks later, girlfriend actually leaves him to be with the other girl. Holy crap! She went home with someone else regardless of gender. Why did he stay with her? Not that he was the smartest man in the world by daring his girlfriend to kiss someone else. He was holding out for that threesome. Girl picked truth. Her BF asked who was the best F she ever had. She named his brother. She was drunk and told the truth, but he was super peed. We got to watch the whole thing. Turns out it was before she was dating him, but he was still upset. He's a moron. Only two answers for that, him or someone else. That's not a gamble most guys should take. He was drunk, probably feeling cocky and wanting everyone else to know how good he was at doing it. Young, like 11 or 12, playing truth or dare with my friends outside at my house. One friend dares me to pee in the bird bath, which was in plain sight of where my parents and neighbors could see. I do it. He thinks it's funny. Next time it comes around to him, he chooses dare. Other friend dared him to drink the water in the bird bath. That went wrong on him quickly. Well, did he drink from the fountain of youth or what? He drank from the fountain, it just wasn't the fountain of youth. Middle school, Buddy was dared to go into the closet and kiss this girl. Long time goes by, so we check on them. He was so nervous, he peed himself and they were trying to clean up the mess with the clothes that were hanging up. Hey, cool on the girl for not just running out and making a scene and trying to help him. Yeah, respect to the girl. Really nice move. Back in college, we were pre-gaming at my friend's apartment playing Truth or Dare Jenga. I pulled a brick that said to do a lap around the outside of the building naked. Easy enough, but it was the middle of winter, so I slipped and fell on some ice and ended up breaking my ankle. TBH, you could have damaged worse body parts. Nah, would be too cold for that. Not me, but I remember a post about someone being dared to go home, and they did. I remember this. He was at his crush's house, and she dared him to leave. A moment of silence for the poor guy. Note, I meant to ask, sadly this man did not get dated. Author's note. I am an idiot. I meant dared. F. Senior year in high school, was dared to kiss the girl I had a crush on. She was a very shy person to begin with, and her friends totally set the whole thing up to get us together because she liked me a lot. Going to kiss her, and she blushes furiously, farts loudly, and then scrambles to her feet and runs away crying. I laughed so hard at this. Poor thing. We felt terrible. After the first two dares, I knew exactly what her friends were doing, and I was on board, but she had no idea what was coming. Nobody meant for it to be an embarrassing moment for her. Friend and I are home from college getting drunk, and my 16-year-old sister walks in with her girlfriend who wants us to play Truth or Dare. Friends and I agree as we are already intoxicated. Not even 3 dares in, one of the girls is dared to kiss my friend. He gets up and walks out of the room exclaiming, "I will not go to jail." Edit. I apologize to those who left comments. I was not expecting this to blow up at all. I will try to respond to you all. Thank you. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? Smart friend. In 6th grade before English class, my friends were playing spin the pencil / truth or dare and coming up with stuff that could be done in class. The pencil landed on a girl as she was coming into class and they dared her to kiss me. She said she'd rather kiss the floor. She actually kissed the floor. F. During a drinking game of Truth and Dare with a bunch of friends, the shortest, most timid girl of our group was dared to eat yogurt from the fattest guy's belly button in our group. After about a minute of convincing, she went for it and immediately started puking all over the guy. Why would anyone dare someone to do this? Science. Early high school, got dared to kiss the girl next to me. She recoiled in embarrassment / fear, so I lost dare. Joke's on her. 12 years later, we met in a bar, and now we're in a relationship. Do you bring this up constantly? I would. As sure as a duck with a boner dragging weeds, all the time. Played Truth or Dare with my friends in high school. I was dared to go around my apartment building selling underwear. One guy opened the door and was actually genuinely interested in buying a 16-year-old girl's underwear until his wife came out and started yelling at him. Me and my friends quickly left, but I'm pretty sure I caused a huge fight between them. Edit. Wow, my top comment is about selling underwear as a teenager. Are you male or female? Did he think he was buying your underwear? If so, that's a really creepy dude. Well, he's pretty creepy regardless, but more so if he thought he was buying your underwear off you right then. I am a female, and yes, it didn't really register to me then, but you are totally right about him being creepy. Friend's living room, 9 p.m., 40 minutes in. Everybody was drunk or half drunk. I started the fire by daring a girl to go topless and dance. 10 minutes later, crap got real and can't exactly remember what the exact dare or who invented it, but like 2 seconds after dare was started, my friend's mom opened the door just in time to see 2 topless dudes, 1 topless girl, 1 empty bottle of vodka, just opened bottle of wine, and 1 girl about to lick another girl's butt. We were all 16. Edit. This kinda blew up. So kids, it's not like in blank, sadly. Friend's mom yelled at us all out of the house and called our parents. I had a long talk with my mom and dad about how we were all young and stupid. I think one of the girls was grounded for a year, though. Horrible minimap awareness. They all heard that Metal Gear Solid "A Guard Sees You" sound when that door opened. X asked me what's the nastiest thing I have done naughtily. She clearly expected me to ask her back and impress me with some story she had in mind. We never got to that point. I'm a nasty dude, and she didn't want to play after I answered. Edit. I am 0% ashamed that this and my comment below telling the story are my top comments ever. And then Rob and I started felching. I mean, it was a natural progression. It would have been awkward if we didn't, especially with all those straws lying around. You had to be there. Well, if you were, then the sounding probably wouldn't have happened, so this is your fault. So, are you gonna tell us the nastiest thing you've done or what? It was at a girl's birthday party, super conservative religious parents. She had been talking for weeks about how she got a tattoo without her parents' knowledge on her butt and was dared to prove it to us, her skeptical friends. She agreed by bending over the card table we were at so everything waist down was out of view, dropping her pants, and told me to come confirm. I was standing behind this girl with her pants around her knees, bent over a table while the other people were laughing and cheering when her mother came downstairs and opened the door and saw this. Well, did she have a tattoo or not? Yes, and I believe she came up with a much worse explanation than the truth, so her parents never found out. Just after I turned 21, I had a housewarming party and invited a bunch of people. Some I knew, others not so much, all drinking. Up next was a guy that I was peripheral friends with but didn't know that well, and he chose Dare. The darer was a bit of a D and likewise dared said peripheral friend to slap me in the face with his D. We got him back by me doing the same to the original darer, and that started a friendship that has resulted in being each other's best man and godparents to children. Best case scenario for getting a D slap to the face I can think of, honestly. Straight guys are so gay sometimes. Wholesome D-slap? Back in college, a bunch of us got together and played. Much liquor was involved. One guy dared the other fart in the face of another. Well, it's not easy to fart on command, so the guy is there trying to fart. Well, after much pushing and stomach squeezing, he said, "Okay, going to fart." Bent over, pointed his butt at the other guy's face, and sharted all over his face and head. Like, not a log, but a freaking sprinkler of crap. The fatal mistake here is bare-butted. Never agree to a bare-butted fart in the face. Like not a log, but a freaking sprinkler of crap. LMAO, holy hell, this would have been even funnier if a solid log had just rammed him in the face. A group of 7 of us, 4 girls and 3 guys, are in our college dorm's communal area. We're playing and drinking, and it started out pretty tame. Most people were picking truth, and the dares were things like take a shot or texting an ex. Then things took a turn. One of the girls, let's call her Ashley, asks for a dare. And one of the guys, call him Bill, says, "I dare you to suck my D and let me come on your face." Everyone just kind of awkwardly chuckles and tries to laugh it off. Then, without warning, Bill whips out his erect D. Everyone flipped out and yelled and asking WTF he was doing. He kind of laughed it off, and then we all just kind of dispersed to our rooms. A few months later, Bill got kicked out of school for R-ing a different girl. What the F, Bill? Damn, you went to school with Bill Cosby. I was 10 years old, hanging out with my brother and his friend. A random truth or dare session came about, and I thought it would be fun to join in. When it was my turn, I picked dare, and my brother's friend told me to spray cinnamon spray on my butt. Like, right at the hole. And I did. Dropped pants, squatted, and sprayed. I remember the moment it started to burn. To this day, I tense up. I ran around the house looking like Zoidberg until the pain stopped. Cinnamon challenge revamped. Had to do a body shot off a random girl. Ended up slipping and headbutting her in the chest. At least you're not this guy. Oh God, I'll take moments that keep me up at night for 200, Alex. Some drunk guy in a bar dared me to do a crappy thing that I don't even remember. I was drunk too. I said no. He punched me in the face and went back to his drinking, leaving me on the ground. To this day, I have no idea why he did that, but I remember that it was hurting a lot despite me being drunk too. Were you even playing Truth or Dare? No, but I lost. Was playing Truth or Dare and got dared to lick the bare inner thigh of a girl I liked. Just as I was about to do it, she went pale and ran away to the toilet to throw up for a few minutes. I was pretty gutted until someone pointed out that a couple of minutes before, she had been dared to eat a daffodil. We thought she'd eat a couple petals or something, but she was a trooper, ate the whole head in one bite and then took lots of little bites along the stem like nom 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 nom. 2 mouthfuls and the whole thing was gone. The next day, someone was telling their parents about it, and they informed us that daffodils are poisonous, and if she hadn't thrown up, she might have had to go to the hospital. Still pretty gutted I never got to lick her leg, and anything else that might have led to. But at least the prospect of that wasn't what caused the vomiting. Still pretty gutted I never got to lick her leg, and anything else that might have led to. Truth or Dare never actually leads to anything. Don't worry. The comment below yours right now is about their game leading to an orgy. Dare. Lick my dad's bald head. He wasn't prepared for that. Who wasn't prepared? Your dad? Because I imagine he wasn't. In 7th grade, I was playing with my then-girlfriend's house for her birthday. My GF and I were then dared, can't remember if it landed on me or her, to take a condom and go into the closet to celebrate her birthday. It was uncomfortable and really weird and lasted about 5 minutes. Gone wrong because it's not how I really wanted to lose my virginity, at a party with a bunch of people waiting for me to come back out. And I learned that not all doing it is good. Sometimes it's pretty bad, especially when you have no idea what you're doing. Should have made a balloon out of it and sang happy birthday. That would have been way better, honestly. We were playing Truth or Dare in college at a friend's apartment at a party. In the Truth or Dare room, it was made clear that no one is in a relationship here. The one couple was cool with it because they were swingery like that. I was dared to kiss the guy's girlfriend. It was a really good kiss, the best first kiss I ever had with a person. Usually the first kiss is all right and you work on it with the other person to make it better, but our lips and techniques matched up perfectly the first time and the kiss went on way longer than it should have for a game. Anyways, she dumped him like a week later because she said that kiss made her realize she wanted to be with other people. The best first kiss I ever had with a person? With a person? He open-mouth kissed a horse once. That's something you didn't know. Oh my, I've had this one for a long time. When I was much younger, we had my younger cousin over. She came from a very bad home, but the state never would do anything. Anyways, I think she was 6 to 7 at the time. My sister, her, and myself decided to play Truth or Dare. Sister dared my cousin to eat some cat food. Seemed gross enough, and being young, hey, that's funny. She picks some up and eats it without flinching a moment. We blindly stare in awe what she did. What came next shocked us. My sister asked her how she ate it so easily. Oh, well, that is what we eat at home a lot. Yep, my uncle was starving his children to the point they were eating cat food to survive. Being young, we never said anything to anyone about it, a regret we have to this day. In uni, T&D and my buddy gets dared to streak across the grounds at the student housing. Middle of winter, so more than just propriety is at stake here. We all supported a footwear caveat, so not completely naked. Crappy little balcony attached to the apartment we were drinking in. He strips down, slides open the balcony door on the 2nd floor to hop the rail onto the ground and go for his dash. As he's going over quickly, he pauses sitting on the rail facing where he was going to make a short jump to the ground. His nuts and area around his perineum froze to the metal railing he was sitting on. Someone laughing said push him, but before anyone could, he screamed, like a girl, "No!" And no one did. Fortunately, he didn't jump and rip the effing skin from his nuts and area. We filled a KFC bucket with warm water and poured it into his lap so it would run down to the contact area and he came loose. Everyone decided he was good on the dare anyway. I still cringe thinking if in that split second someone would have pushed him or he lost his balance. It was a bit precarious. Post-mortem discussion was that he was a bit sweaty down there before he stripped. His hands had some damage too, but hey, who gives a crap about hands when your nuts are frozen to a balcony rail? Playing Truth or Dare as a freshman in high school. We did weird double dares to make 2 people do crap. The group dares me to let the pretty senior girl gargle some Sprite and spit it in my face. Honestly, I was kinda into it, lol. Definitely better than the time I had to suck the hairy dude's pee-pee. But not as good as the time a girl motorboated my girlfriend. But not as good as the time a girl motorboated my girlfriend. Read the top post, though. That crap can end dangerously. Truth or Dare resulted in a mild orgy in my apartment on Halloween 3 years ago. I went into my room to use the bathroom, left after making out with some people, and everyone had their clothes on. Came back out maybe 10 minutes or so later, drunk peeing is hard. And some people have vanished. Roommate had a threesome. 2 people banged openly on the floor, other people just making out and dry humping all over the place. I went to bed. I'm picturing you like Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber. Hey guys, whoa, orgy, huh? All right, well, see you later. I feel sorry for the guy who was dared to go home. In my first year at university, I ended up playing Truth or Dare, sat in a stranger's kitchen late one night. Things got a bit out of hand and some naked laps around campus were run, but everything was still in good fun. When we got back to the kitchen, not everybody bothered to get fully dressed again. In particular, one person ended up leaving without putting their shorts back on. We thought this was hilarious and we kept joking about the shorts as the night went on. At about 12 o'clock, someone was dared to try and barter the shorts for something. This was after their owner had left. In our drunken state, we thought this was the funniest thing ever and completely missed how someone could be annoyed by having their shorts given away. We ended up trading them for a large portion of chips at a kebab van. When we woke up the shorts owner to offer them a chip, he was not pleased with, and we ended up having to steal the shorts back out of the kebab van to appease him. All in all, not the worst thing to ever happen, although I don't recommend becoming a thief just because it's funny to trade shorts away for chips when you're drunk. One guy dared the other fart in the face of another. Well, it's not easy to fart on command, so the guy is there trying to fart. Well, after much pushing and stomach squeezing, he said, "Okay, going to fart." Bent over, pointed his butt at the other guy's face, and charted all over his face and head. Not like a lot. Jesus Christ. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.